Hi everybody, it's Carla and welcome to FlossTube number 41. It's been quite a while since I've done my last video. I apologize for that, but I have been so busy. I don't know if it was just mania or the fact that so many stores, sorry, my cat is bumping the table. So many stores are closed, but Cobweb Corner has been swamped, and I want to thank each and every one of you who have made a purchase in our shop in the last few weeks. I so appreciate it, and I feel so fortunate that I'm a home-based business that can stay open during this time and help people get their stitchy needs met. Especially with floss. We'll talk about floss in a little bit, but oh my gosh, it's just been way worse than trying to find toilet paper. So, what's been going on? So, I've been struggling a little bit with the pandemic stay-at-home thing. I don't want to get into a lot, but I do suffer from depression, and I've been doing pretty good, but the last few days have been hard, and that's one of the reasons I haven't gotten a video out. And I finally thought, one of the best things to do is talk to my peeps and get back at it. And I'm just like, over this whole pandemic thing. I mean, I'm going to stick with it, do what needs to be done, and, stick it out, because what else can we do? But, and I'm so glad I have my business at home to keep me occupied and busy and stuff. But I've started to think, if you've been with my channel for a while, you know that we travel a lot. And I'm like, when am I going to be able to travel? And worse, my daughter just moved to Seattle, which we're in Iowa. So that's a long ways. There's no driving. And I'm like, when am I going to get to see my daughter again? And must be that Mother's Day is this coming weekend, because I'm not going to be able to spend Mother's Day with my mom because of the quarantine. And of course, my daughter won't be coming home. So that's just kind of a bummer. But we all have our days. Some days are better than others, and I'm ready to get back to the positive side of things now with the video. What else have I been doing? Well, I've been kind of a klutz the last few weeks. I was working on. I had a sale on the last video. I showed you our basement, which is full of our clearance item stuff. I have them all out on tables. I took them out of my file cabinets to make room, and I was filling an order, and I walked between the couch and a wall, and that's where my cords are for my light for stitching. So they cross that area of the carpet, and I completely tangled up in the cords, and I fell. And I didn't fall all the way to the ground, but I fell into the corner of the coffee table, and I ended up with a bruise. It was bigger than the palm of my hand, and it was so dark. It got all swollen up and into this like big lump on my leg, and was hot to the touch. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I do to my leg? But it's finally that nice color yellow, and it's starting to go away. And then I was filing, and if you've watched my videos for a while, you know that that's like my least favorite thing to do. And my drawers are so packed full. They're just really packed full. So I was taking my left hand and pushing really hard and kind of twisting a little bit to make room for some more charts to go in. And I don't know what I did, but I hurt my wrist. And I looked it up, and it's this area right here. You can kind of see I have a bump there now. And I did that probably 3 weeks ago, two and a half weeks ago. And if I would do 99% of the things I did with my wrist, it didn't hurt. But every once in a while I would turn it just right, like turning a doorknob or any kind of pressure and turning it. That's just my bony wrist there. That's not it. It's this thing right here. Then it would hurt really, really bad, to the point where I was walking around like this. And I told my husband, I said, got to get a brace or something, or maybe go to the doctor. I don't know what to do. So he went into town for me, my hero, my pandemic hero, and got a really nice brace. I was going to show it to you. And I wore that pretty much all the time. I didn't wear it to bed, but I wore it all the time. And it helped a lot. But now it's still kind of weak and bothering me a little bit with just very certain motions. But for the most part, it's fine. We haven't gotten to get outside much. I had a couple days where we did bring our reclining lounge chair up onto our deck, and I had a couple afternoons where I was able to sit out in the lounge chair for an hour or so and just enjoy the sun. We did have one day that got up to 75, but it's supposed to get below freezing in the next couple days. And I've got herbs out in planters, so we're going to bring all those in. And hopefully we'll have this one little cold snap again and then get on with spring and summer. But I did get out for a couple runs and a couple walks, so that helped. Let's see, what else? I haven't really left the house much. My husband does the grocery shopping, and he goes about once every week to week and a half. And but this week I had to go out on Monday. I've mentioned before that I have an eye disease, and I had been putting off visits to my doctor because of the pandemic. Sometimes they're just follow-up visits, but there are times when I notice something's going on with my eye, and then I need to get in. And so Monday, I called them on Friday, and usually it's like, well, we can see you in 9 weeks, and they're like, well, can you come in Monday? Because nobody's going to the doctor. And so I went in on May the 4th because they gave me a little May the 4th be with you sticker, and I went in, and they asked, you walk in the door, and they had a row of ladies with check-in counters, and they had the full plastic shield plus a face mask, and they ask you all your questions. Do you have a cough? Are you short of breath? Have you had a fever? That kind of stuff. And then you go down there, okay, here's your May the 4th be with you sticker. That shows you've been screened. And then you go to the next station, and they ask you all the same questions again. And then they gave us hand sanitizer. My husband wasn't allowed to come in with me that I had to use before I got in the elevator. So then I went up to my doctor's office, and they asked me all the same questions again. Have you had a fever? Have you had a cough? And I'm like, no, still not since I was downstairs. But of course I didn't say that because they're just doing their job and being careful. But I did have to get an injection in my right eye, and those days when I get the injection, they have me down that I'm allergic to. It's not iodine, but it's some kind of dye that they put in your eye to prevent infection, and that really bothers me. Plus, they dilate my eye. So when I get back from there, I usually just sleep for a couple hours because my eye hurts so bad from that whatever betadine or iodine or whatever it is. And then it almost always breaks the blood vessels. So I'm going to show you. So if things gross you out, then don't look. But it go like this. You can see the red on. Hopefully you saw that, or hopefully you didn't. I don't know. But it almost always breaks a blood vessel in my eye, which does not hurt at all. But those usually put me down for a day. Most people, the injections don't bother. It's the same kind of injection that people with wet macular degeneration get. And this was number 21 for me. My eye disease started in 2009, and the early years I had to have 5 to 7 injections a year sometimes. Maybe not that many, maybe 5 a year. But then it has started to pace out, and I can go as long as a year and a half or even almost 2 years without an injection, and then things start acting up again, and the injections help. So it's just something that I have to keep doing and keep at it so that I don't have continued permanent damage in my right eye. My left eye is not affected, so that's all good. The other thing that happened quarantine-wise is I gave my husband his second quarantine haircut, and didn't quite go as well as the first one. The first one, I thought I did a pretty good job. And the second one, I don't know, I just didn't feel as comfortable. So, but we got it done. And then he gave me my first quarantine haircut. So my hair is usually quite a bit longer, but it was just in horrible condition. And, you know, I was a little bit nervous about it, but it was so unhealthy. And I know it's going to be a long time before I can get a real haircut. And you know, he's just my quarantine hero because he did it, and he even watched some videos first. But I basically said, I'm going to get it wet, get it as straight as you can, and just cut straight across. And I said, no more than 2 inches. And I said, and remember, when my hair dries, it's going to shorten up because I have really curly hair. And it's a little bit shorter than I wanted, but it is so much healthier. And there's a couple spots, like you can see right here, we had a little accident with the scissors right there. So that part's, and he says, well, I'll just you know, start shortening up. I'm like, no, stay away. That's enough. It's perfect. It will blend it right in. So he did a really good job, but unfortunately he can't take care of my ever growing gray hair. So pretty soon, if the pandemic lasts long enough, his haircuts will eventually get up to my gray hair, and I'll save lots of money every year by not having to get my hair colored anymore. I don't know. I'm not ready to go there. So anyway, that's what's been going on for quarantine stuff. I hope you guys are all doing well and hanging in there. I'm going to move the table because I am bumping the camera. There we go. All right, so stitching news. I continued, where is it? Stitching on Bluebird of Happiness, and I got some good progress done. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings, and it's in the Songbird Garden series, and it is for our stitch along. So the stitch along is officially started May 2nd. So, and I think I started on May 2nd, so I got quite a bit done. And I'm stitching this on Graceful Gray linen 1/1, and I'm pretty happy with it. I've got quite a bit left, but I stopped stitching on that because, wait, maybe I can't remember. No, this one started earlier than that. The stitch along did, and I can't remember. Oh, February 23rd. Started February 23rd. We've got 4 stitch alongs going, and this other stitch along that did start May 2nd was Little Sheep Virtues by Little House Needleworks, and those are a lot of fun. We don't have very many people in that group, so if you would like to join us, I think we have 40 maybe, and some people, there's 12 in the set, and it's each one's very small, super quick. A lot of people are stitching them in 1 to 2 days, and they call for DMC threads, and they each come with they don't come with, but they have the option to buy a little Just Another Button Company button. And so you can kit it up, especially if you have a scrap of fabric. You can kit those up really inexpensively, and they're super quick stitches. And a few of the members are stitching all 12 together as one large design, which I am so excited to see. I haven't started mine yet because I started for our other stitch along that started May 2nd, and that is the Colorful series by Kitty and Me Designs. And I am stitching Rainbow. And this one is the one that she designed very recently for the pandemic. And the idea behind it was every storm runs out of rain eventually. And then there's a rainbow. So I just love this. All of this part, let's see, all of this part here, the lighter part is Krynic, pearl colored Krynic. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'm stitching this on the most beautiful, I just love this fabric. It's called African Daisy, and it's a Jobelin, and it's by Witchelt, and I'm doing it 28 count. That's what the fabric looks like. It's yellow, there we go. And it is so soft. I just love this fabric. And I'm stitching it 2/2, and I'm a little bit Not happy with the coverage. My go-to fabric is 28 count two, and I always use 2 strands of thread, and this just doesn't seem to be covering as much, but I'm not going to stitch it 3 over. But that's my progress so far, and I've stitched on that. Let's see, today's the 8th, and I've stitched on it a little bit almost every night. There's a couple nights where I haven't stitched, but aren't those eyes just amazing? And there are so many. So the stitch along, you can stitch any of her designs in the colorful series. And there are cats. I don't know how many cats there are, 15, I think. And owls. There's an eagle, a patriotic eagle. It's also a patriotic cat. That's really cool. And bunnies and butterflies. So you can stitch one or as many as you want in the stitch along. And everybody is doing just a great job. Of course, you know, we started running out of floss right before the stitch along started, so we had a little bit of trouble with that, but I'll talk about floss in a little bit. But I've been working with the designer, Pamela Kellogg, and she has just been a joy to work with. She has been so supportive. She's a member of the group, so you can, sorry, my phone keeps dinging at me. Turn it on silent here. There we go. She's just she answers questions. She comments on people as they post their progress. She's excited to see the different stitching options. She encourages everybody. So all the links to all the stitch alongs will be below in my more information section. But you can also just search Facebook for Colorful Sal. And I think we've got about 92 members. And one of the big reasons we have so many members is because Pamela is promoting it, and Michelle at Bendy Stitchy has been promoting it like crazy. If you watch Michelle's channel, she's been giving away quite a few. Pamela sent her a bunch of her designs to use as giveaways, and she's been giving those away on her FlossTube channel and on her Instagram channel. Then, like I said, sorry, Pamela has just been a joy to work with and has been very encouraging, and we've been talking quite a bit, and I think becoming friends. You know how that is, where you never meet somebody, but you feel like you're becoming a good friend. And last week, she let me know that she is designing a colorful cat exclusive for Cobweb Corner. And I am just floored, you guys. I never, ever, ever expected to have a design exclusive to my shop, ever. Unless I designed it myself. And I'm not sure that's going to happen. I showed you guys my first attempt at a design in my last video, and I'm not so sure that's going to happen. But this is just printed on my color copier. They're on order, and I haven't gotten the actual chart yet, so it's much brighter and bolder than what I'm going to show you. But this one is named Cobweb. And it shows up pretty good. And you can see here, designed exclusively for Cobweb Corner. Can you even believe that this has happened? I am just so excited. So I put my first order from, you're only going to be able to get this design at Cobweb Corner. I've ordered, this is a little antique gold spider charm that is optional. And I've already got those in. I ordered 100 of them, and I've got those in, so they'll be available too when the charts come. And I'm also ordered 5 boxes of all of the colors of floss. And there really actually weren't that many colors in this one. In rainbow that I'm doing, there's about 30, but this one was way less than that. And so I'm waiting for the floss to come in. But these, they just shipped a couple days ago, and I hope to have them in my store by late next week. So I am so grateful and so appreciative to Pamela Kellogg for doing this for Cobweb Corner. I just can't believe it. So let me know what you think. You can stitch this as part of our stitch along if you want. I've already got, I think I ordered 50 copies to start, and most of them are already spoken for. So I just love this. I love the colors. I love the cobweb down here. And I love the addition of the little spider charm. So, wow. I just can't believe it. Oh, and I also wanted to show you that I used for rainbow, like I said, rainbow I think had exactly 30 colors. And I used my floss in, which I've showed you these before, but I wanted to show you one with more threads in it. There's about 5, let's see, about 4 or 5 that I haven't got on bobbins yet. But this is all the colors, and I've got some loose thread there, sorry. So some of them I already had on the bobbins from other projects, and the rest I rolled up. And I just love this because I can just take it with me. I can fold it up like that. If the cats get on it, they don't get hair in there because this is all plastic covered. I just absolutely, and these are the Floss In, INN, like a hotel inn. So I'm using that for, and I really like this fabric too. It's so bright and colorful. So that's what's going on with that. I'm just floored about that exclusive design. I hope you like it. And I hope you'll join our stitch along and stitch one or more of the animals in her series to support her too. Okay, the floss situation. So if you've been trying to kit up new, sorry, I have allergies like crazy. If you've been trying to kit up anything of substance, you know that the last 3 weeks has just been crazy impossible to find a lot of the floss that we need. I have filled so many floss colors. So Cobweb Corner has colorful classic Colorworks, General Arts threads, Weeks Dye Works, and DMC. In my last video, I told you that General Arts threads closed. They're in Ohio. They closed around May 21st. I had literally just put an order in, and they closed, and so I never got that order. They announced this week that they opened on May 4th. So they're back to work for now, and they have a ton of orders, as you can imagine. Everybody ran out. I have so many colors of General Arts thread that I am out of, and I only sell the 10-yard skeins because they're such a good deal. So I had that small order in a couple weeks ago. A week and a half ago, I put in another order before I knew they were opening, much larger order, but I'm going to be way on the end. But my first order, which was only for like 10 or 12 colors, I'm hoping that comes in pretty soon because I had to be one of the very, very first ones that they get back to in line. So I'm hoping to get at least a few colors in the next week or so. And then they have to catch up, which means they've got to dye thread, fill orders, do all that kind of stuff. So I'm still thinking that it's probably going to be 6 to 8 weeks before I get my large order. And then and then hopefully they'll be back into the flow. They're usually a little slow to ship. My orders with them, even before the pandemic, was usually would take 2.5 to 3 weeks before I'd get them, 2 weeks sometimes before they'd ship. So they are, as long as Ohio doesn't have a resurgence of illnesses and have to close again, General Arts is open, and you should start seeing some shops getting floss back in. Weeks Dye Works and Classic Colorworks I get through Hoffman, and they've been pretty good. I'll place an order, and sometimes I'll order 30, 40 colors and only 15 come, but slow and sure I'm getting more and more colors. And I want to share a letter with you. One of the things I have been disappointed in is that nobody has kept the shop owners up to speed on what's going on. General Arts put out an email on May 21st, And that was the last we heard of them. And they just basically did say, we'll let you know when we're able to reopen. So that was to be expected. I went to Weeks Dye Works site. I went to Classic Colorworks site. Nothing. I was like, are you guys shipping? Are you getting your materials? Should we expect massive shortages? What's going on? And also from the supplier who supplies DMC for me, it was just nothing. So that was a little bit disappointing because people were going crazy. And you know, people, I heard stories where places on Amazon were charging $7 for a skein of thread, of DMC thread. And I'm like, really? You know, that's like, I hope nobody paid that. It's like, but anyway, on April 17th, which now this is probably pretty out of date, we did get a much appreciated letter from Classic Colorworks, and they are part of Little House Needleworks. So they talked about this. First it says, with all the rumors swirling, I thought it best to send a letter to clarify what's going on with us in the midst of the chaos in the world. And it says that Little House Needleworks themselves is open and doing business via mail. But they get their base thread, the thread that they dye, from DMC. So, however, DMC is not operating at full capacity. In fact, they are technically closed. They have a very small staff in their warehouse who are trying to fill orders with what stock they have available, that they had available when they were forced to close. At this point in time, we are unable to dye certain colors because they have either back ordered our cones or they are in a queue of orders that have not shipped. The state of New Jersey has been hit very hard, and I cannot imagine how difficult this has been on the people who live there. I'm asking for patience as we allow DMC to figure this out on their end, and they will. Also, with all of these lovely stitchers sitting at home and ordering thread, we've had an unexpected avalanche of orders we could not have seen coming, and exactly the same thing for me. This too has contributed to the depletion of stock, or rather the inability to keep certain colors in stock. Hoffman will continue to receive shipments from us every week. So in the end, there's a very strong probability that your orders will ship incomplete, but it isn't because we want it that way. Times are difficult, but we will do our best, always. Thank you and stay healthy. Diane from Little House Needleworks. And that, like I said, that's from April 17th. And I don't know what the situation with DMC is now, but I will say I get my DMC floss from Witchelt, and one of my orders, I ordered, I think 42 colors and like 7 shipped, but they're on a back order system. So as things come in, they ship to me, and they're slowly coming in. And I put in an order for probably, I don't know, 60 colors. I'm just out of everything. A week or so ago. And I just got an email, and when I get the email that things are shipping, I can see what's on back order and what's shipped. And I have a huge shipment of DMC floss on the way. Not every color was included, but almost every color. So something must have started again. And I also got a really nice shipment of Weeks Dye Works and Classic Colorworks. So things for at least right now, I think we're going to see a bunch of floss coming back into stock. And the other one that's closed was Krynic. And I've had a couple colors of Krynic metallic threads that have been in back order since all of this started. And if you go to their site, they say that they're closed, and you just have to use up the inventory from the wholesale distributors. And I think they're starting to run out. And so hopefully Krynic will get back to going again too. So hang in there. Convert where you can. Another option is to look for some charts that have floss packs available. I have some amazing charts in my shop that I have the floss packs with everything you need to stitch them. There's a bunch by Glendon Threads, Glendon Place, and there's a bunch by not a bunch, but probably 6 or 7 by Tempting Tangles, and Filigram. I have some really neat designs by Filigram that have floss packs available. So if you just go onto a Cobweb Corner site and type floss pack, you'll uh, get a bunch of hits, and you'll see some of the designs that that I have all the floss you need. I have really cool, well, a bunch of all the dessert designs by Glendon Place, the tiramisu and pumpkin swirl and those. I have floss packs for, and then Glendon Place also has this amazing Halloween chart called Phantom Plantation, and I have the complete Sullivan floss pack for that. I think there's 66 skeins of thread for that one, 64 colors and 66 skeins. So you can get everything you need as far as floss. And then I have the bead packs for a lot of those too. So that's an option too, is look for things that come with floss packs, especially floss packs. Winner. Last week we give away my copy of Summer Delivery by Plum Street Samplers, which I had finished stitching. And the winner for that is Angela Tarnowski, Tarnowski. So Angela, if you would, my email is below. If you would email me and let me know that you're the winner and give me your address, I will get that in the mail to you. This was so fun to stitch. I hope that you enjoy it. Real short business segment. My business segment today is live chat. I have the option with my website to have live chat. So it's just like any big company. You see the little icon for live chat, and you click on it, and it'll say nobody's available, or it'll say, please hold. What's your question? Somebody will be with you shortly. And when I'm sitting at my desk, I spend a lot of time just, entering inventory and stuff like that. So if I know I'm going to be at my computer, I turn that on, and nobody uses it. So I finally had my husband test it for me. Or I'll go up to lunch and I'll forget to turn it off, and I'll come back and somebody will have asked a question. And I'm like, man, I never get to actually talk to anybody in live chat. And so I finally had my husband test it for me, because I was thinking, well, is it not working or what? So he tested it, and it does have a little bit of a lag. It took about 15-20 seconds for me to get the notification that somebody wanted to talk to me. But what's funny is that on the very rare occasion, so the other day, for the first time in many, many months, somebody pushed the button while I was at my computer. And I'm sitting there, and it's completely quiet. I had no music on or anything, and I'm concentrating and I'm working. And all of a sudden, my computer says, incoming chat message. And I must have jumped about 3 feet in my chair. And I'm like, yay, I finally got a live chat. So I answered it and said, how can I help you? And they had a question, can you help me find a chart? Which unfortunately was out of print, and I had no way of getting it unless I happened to get it with some individual, an individual collection or new old stock from a shop. And they didn't talk to me very long. They just asked their question and stuff. But if you ever want to say hi to me or have a question while you're shopping in our site and you see that, go ahead and you can laugh while you're pushing the button. Because if I'm there, I'll probably jump. But I would love to say hi to you in my live chat box. So it is a great feature, especially if you're having trouble with the website, or that I said I had something but you can't find it. I can send you a link right there if I am there. The biggest problem with it is it's a little slow. If you've ever done live chat with any company, it is like you type, and then you wait, and then you get a response, and then you type back and you wait. But the biggest problem is I forget to turn it off. And like I said, I go have lunch, or I go do a load of laundry, or leave the room or something. And if that happens, if I don't answer within, 45 seconds to a minute, then I'm probably away from my computer. But it's a great feature for answering quick questions. And if you're having trouble navigating on the site, I want to know about it. And if you can't find something that you're sure I said I had, then, let me help you. And if you want to just say, hey, I'm here. Hi, how you doing? I hope I didn't scare you. then you can do that too. So that's my business name. It's a great feature to have, and it's not something that very many shops have. I got grandfathered in. I've been with the company, uh, shopping cart company that I'm with for since 2008, and I got in at a time where I got all the features they had for the set price. And then since then, they've significantly raised prices. And as you go up in level of prices, you get different features. But I got grandfathered in and I get to stay at my same rate and have all the features. So the reward points, the waiting list, what else do we have? Wish lists. Those are all special features. Question and answer, being able to ask a product question, reward, not rewards, reviews. And I want to thank everyone who has done a review. I think it's very, very helpful to review a product a chart that you've purchased, and have that available for people who are considering purchasing that chart. So all of those features that come with shopping carts are often extra, and I just am glad that I get to have those different features and make them available. So next week's giveaway. A few floss tubes ago, I tried to give away Prim Village by It's So Emma with the keychain and the cards. And there was another piece to this, a little cross stitch key that if I can find it in my mess, that'll be included also, but I might not be able to find it. But these two items for sure. And the person who won these did not get back to me. So I'm going to try again. And this is a great chart. And the keychain, or you could use it as a scissor fob, keychain, whatever. And then they're called cross stitch cards, which was a little misleading for me. I thought they were cards, like cards that you made, but they're just small cardstock patterns. So you get these four patterns with this kit. So if you want to win this, say, I'd like to stitch the cards. And we'll try that again. Let's see, that's about it. I'm going to skip some of my normal because I want to keep this a little short. And I have a ton of inventory to show you. I have boxes and boxes of inventory waiting to be entered because I got so busy. You guys, I got so busy that it was taking me, I would get up at 5:30 in the morning and I would still be filling orders at noon. And that's a long time to be filling orders. So I'm just thrilled with how Cobweb Corner is done. And I'm so thankful to the call outs on FlossTube and call outs on websites I've seen where a lot of people have recommended Cobweb Corner for a place to get floss when all your normal avenues have been unavailable to you. And I cannot say thank you enough. So some of the things that are new, we've got two Erica Michaels charts, this Purberry and Barkberry. That's the purr one, and you get 3 small designs. You get a berry design, and then it says, when a man loves cats, I am his friend and comrade without further introduction. And then live, love, purr. And then the bark one for dogs, also get the berry, and then it says live, love, bark, and then the dog is a gentleman and I hope to go to his heaven someday. So that's for dog lovers. Those are by Erica Michaels. And then I don't know if this one's new or not. It doesn't have no, this is from 2019, and this is by Tellen Emblem, and I bought this because of the verse. It says, of all the endeavors she undertakes, it's her stitching that yields cherished keepsakes. And the title of the chart is Keepsakes and Tokens Blue. And I thought that was really neat because it's her stitching that yields the things that are cherished the most. And it comes with this little button pack. So that's brand new in our shop. And then brand new by Annie B's Folk Art is Love Always. And I love this little kitty right here. And then the Scarlet House, brand new, sweet, plump tomato ripening on the vine. One day soon, you're going to be mine. And I cannot wait for our tomato plants to get going. And then brand new by Cottage Garden, Somebody Loves You. Brand new by Hands On Design, the Santa Key and Holly St. Nick. And these are the first two in a series of 9 by Hands On Design. And this little button down here is by Just Another Button Company, and that's available for purchase. They come in packets of 9, and they're $27 for 9 of them. But I just don't see very many people. I mean, some will, but not everybody's going to want to stitch all 9 designs. So I broke them up and in selling the buttons individually with the chart. It's an option. You don't have to buy the holly button, but they're $2.95 additional. So I've got the first 2 of those. And then by Nemu, I don't know how new it is, but it's new to us. Love. This is Guinevere. I just cannot believe her face. How realistic it is. The dragons on the throne and the detail. I just love this design. I don't know if I want to take it on, but I've got one of those left so much. That's Guinevere by Nemu. And then new by With Thy Needle and Thread, I Collect. And it's got the buttons, the tomato pin cushion, spool of thread, scissors. Took me a while to figure out what these were, and then I saw these scissors over here. I'm like, oh, that's what that is. So that's brand new. And I might have showed this one last week. This is Well-Rounded by Hands On Design. You get all 12 of those designs. Then, I hope I didn't show these already. This one's by X's and O's. I've got one left so far, and this is Spooky House. This is not a new design, but I saw this on Hoffman, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this design. I love the face in the tree, and just how it's not just your standard, square mansion. I just think that's really cool. And then by Just Stitching Along, Miss Lucy Calcutt by 1826. And same one, 1825, and these are reproduction samplers. And I really like, so many of the reproduction samplers show it with the faded threads, and I really like the ones that show how maybe it actually looked before the threads faded. This is just so bright and colorful, and so many different flower motifs. I really like that. New to Cobweb Corner by Kathy Barrick. Tonight is Halloween. Shadows of 1,000 years rise again unseen. Voices whisper in the tree. Tonight is Halloween. And then by X's and O's, this also isn't a brand new chart, but I saw it and really love it. Snow Angels. Then I ordered a bunch of Blackbird designs, trying to increase our inventory of Blackbird designs. And I wanted to show just a few of them and what good deals they are. Their books, it's Barb Adams and Alma Allen, sisters, and they have a lot of individual samplers and stuff, but then they have books, and at first glance it's like, oh, that's $25, $26, but they always have multiple projects in them, and they have such detailed instructions. So this one is in Blossom as the Rose, and you get this drum design, this one, and this sampler. And then they have just all kinds of information and templates on how to do the drum and instructions and information about why they chose that and what they liked about that design. Then I got Merrily, Merrily, Merrily We Welcome Spring. That one, that's just beautiful. Feliz Navidad. It says both Feliz Navidad and Merry Christmas. Lady Liberty Drum. And again, these aren't brand new, but they're new to Cobweb Corner. Skip a few of those. Bringing Good Cheer. Bluebird of Happiness. Leona's Sewing Box. And then here's another book. This is a, let's see, 47-page booklet, and it's called Ooh La La, and it's samplers and projects with a French flair. So here's some of the designs included. And then some of the same, but also some different ones. So you get all of those designs in a single book, and they're just, it's just, I don't want to show you the thing, but there's this beautiful alphabet sampler called A Bit of Spring. But they give all kinds of information, and when you consider the number of designs, if there's more than one that you want to stitch there, what a bargain. Then I bought this book not knowing it was a quilt book. I did not know that they did quilts. So this is In the Meadow, and this is an amazing book. I don't do quilts, and I probably won't restock it again, but it has, let's see if it says how many. I don't know how many quilts are in here. This one's Goldenrod, and it gives templates. Look at this one, Blue Jay. Can you believe that? They are just unbelievable. Lark bunting. So, and then it gives like the templates for it and a layout of the quilt. Just amazing. So there's pages and pages of templates. This one is Meadow Cosmos. So if you are into quilting or know somebody into quilting, amazing book. It's called In the Meadow by Blackbird Designs. And then here's another one, five designs, the bells on Christmas Day. So those are just, I just think, great values. And I wasn't aware that the books had so many. I thought for the most part they had one or two and were just a very complicated to design item, but the books are full of information and full of designs, so they're great values. Then I got some more brand new, newly released. This is The Boo Crew by Stony Creek, and Autumn Welcome by Stony Creek, and then by With Thy Needle and Thread. Oh, this isn't brand new. This is from 2018. New to Cobweb Corner. Candy Cane Wishes. And let's see, is this one? This one's 2015. With Thy Needle and Thread. Shepherd Sampler. And Spring Messenger by With Thy Needle and Thread from 2014. Brand new by Plum Street Sampler is The Roo Crew, and it's the 3 stacked animal series. There's 2 kangaroos with the baby. Sorry for the glare. Then these are not new, but oh my gosh, do I love them. Birds of a Feather, and it's a set of 2 Christmas stockings that are just crazy. Wish Upon a Star Christmas stocking. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And the toe and heel and top, those are stitched. That's Santa and a reindeer. And then this one is Special Delivery Christmas Stocking. Isn't that awesome? I love those. Those are so fun. Then I've got a new designer to Cobweb Corner. I don't know if they're new. I had never seen them on Hoffman before, and I ordered a bunch because they kind of reminded me of Quarry Batty Core a little bit. And I've got a whole stack of them to enter, but I've only got a couple of them on my site so far. This one's called, and these are from Italy, I believe. This one's called Merry Christmas Village. And this one is Avolagent Natal, something Christmas. Oh, Swirling Christmas. So it's a swirling Christmas tree. Isn't that unique? I don't really like the dark fabric that it's on, but I love the tree design. Then we've got brand new by Plum Street Sampler in the Jack's Sweet Shop series, Shepherd's Pie. And brand new by Plum Street Sampler, Sewn in Friendship. And this one is a collaboration with, let's see, Heartstring Samplery. So there's two designs, one that you buy from Plum Street and one that you buy from Heartstring Samplery. And you can stitch them alone, like this one. And I don't have the one from Heartstring Samplery yet. But otherwise you can stitch them together. That shows the two designs together, but also great alone. And this one says From My Heart to Your Hand. It's beautiful. This one's another Blackbird design, Our Lasting Friendship. And it says, may this be the token of our lasting friendship. And that's sweet. And then this is an amazing book by Blackbird Design. It's called Home for the Holidays, and classic cross-stitch projects for your holiday traditions. And look at those. Isn't that amazing? I don't know if there's other ones in here. Yeah, there is. There's other small ones in here. Got two. No, maybe not. Holly and Ivy stockings. 3 stockings. Blessings Be Thine sampler, and then this Christmas garden sampler. Look at that. That is just so beautiful, and it's all in the same book, Home for the Holidays by Blackbird Designs. Then this is an older Blackbird design, but I really liked it. Lady Liberty drum, and let's see, that one I just showed you that one. And then last is brand new kits by Samplers Not Forgotten. If you've watched Lindy Stitches, and I think now Michelle Bendy Stitchy, Lindy Stitches did it quite a while ago, the 1813 bouquet kit by Samplers Not Forgotten, and made a pin cushion out of it. That was just adorable. And I think Michelle at Bendy Stitchy is doing that too. Then she, at Market, she came out with 3 more kits, and I think I have all 3 of them. I sold out of one of them, sorry. This one is Tokens of Love, and you get everything you need except the filling and a needle. I don't think you get a needle. So you get the fabric you stitch on, the backing, the threads, and the ribbon. That's Tokens of Love kit. And the other one that I think is so delicate, Sweet Finch. And look at everything you get with that. You even get an old button and an old-fashioned safety pin. And then you get all of the buttons, beads, the beads that go around the outside trim, along with the trim itself. So those are by Samplers Not Forgotten. So I think that is it. Don't forget about our stitch alongs. Like I said, we have 4 stitch alongs going, and I'll put the links to those below. We have Little Sheep Virtues, which just started. The Colorful Animal series by Kitty and Me, which just started. the summer or Songbird Garden series by Cottage Garden Samplings, which started February 23rd, so a couple months ago. And then we have the Bewitching Pixies by Nora Corbett. And we started that, for some reason, I started that kind of right after Halloween, which wasn't very smart. So a lot of people have started, but a lot of people are just starting and are hoping to finish for this Halloween. So we have a lot of members in that group. So we would love to have you join us. I think that's it. Thanks a lot, everybody. I'm glad you watched, and thank you for subscribing and sharing Cobweb Corner with your stitchy friends. Talk to you next time. Bye.